How's it going, everyone? Had a viewer request. Well, it was more of a query that turned into a request. They wondered if I am into Enochian workings, and if so, why I don't cover it on the channel. Well, there are only some who would mix Enochian Magick and the Qliphoth or Qabalah. In my opinion and my experience, they only are so related. Okay, this is about as best as I can express it right here. There are parts of the systems that connect, especially when you get into more the more philosophical aspects rather than the practical aspects. Then we get into talking about the shadow ethers, and this is just very complex. But we have interest, so we have a topic. I'm not going to get into Edward Kelly and John Dee. Any book on Enochian will get into Edward Kelly and John Dee and the Shoe Stone or the Show Stone and the Sigillum de Emet. We're not going to get into that because literally every fucking work already does. Enochian has a strange way of being, it can't be expressed, it has to be experienced. And therefore, all of these books, like, they will express things. Actually, I forgot, I've got Lon's Enochian Vision Magic over here too. So out of these 6 books, we've got The Lost Art of Enochian Magick by John DeSalvo. This one actually comes with a cool little CD in the back as well. And we've got a guide to the Golden Dawn Enochian Scrying Tarot, which has been heavily tabbed and bookmarked by the Ciceros. I'm mentioning multiple books because people disagree with a lot of these, so we're just going to bring up multiple. Then we have the 2 Aaron Leach Enochian, and these are more about the language itself than, I'm not saying it's not about practice, but it's more about the language and understanding the structure and formula of the practice. And then we have, actually, a friend of the channel suggested this one, John, who, I believe when the subject is the object of the sentence, it's whom. Anyway, they suggested this. This is The Sacred Alignments and Sigils by Robert Podgorski. This one is, honestly, out of the 6 books that I have, this one is least about Enochian, but it was the most practical and informative. And I guess this video is going to be less about Enochian Magick and more a book review of The Sacred Alignments and Sigils. I'm not even sure really how to title the video, because so much of this is, it's like they give the history and then you're supposed to practice it. Basically, like, there's the history, there's the philosophy, there's the formula. You have to get into it to practice it. Most people who practice Enochian magic or meditations report one of 2 to 3 things. Either a very, I don't want to use that term. They describe it as either very machine-like, or, okay, artificial intelligence, or synthetic. I prefer, I guess, the term synthetic intelligence, or supra-terrestrial, if not both. And that's why I said 2 or 3. These energies are fucking weird, and I don't know if things have been lost. So there's like an incomplete connection, or if you just have to go so far out of conventional practice that things break down along the way. But if you are interested in Enochian practices, perhaps start with Enochian Vision Magic by Londiket. This is it explains basically everything. It gives the Enochian alphabet. It goes into even the princes of the ethers and princesses, and their sigils. It gives the sigillum de Amet or Ameth, the ring, the layman. It basically sets you up with the whole table. Here's the holy table with the ensigns of creation. For those of you that don't want to see it, fast forward like 10 seconds. It goes in pretty deeply. And then there is, in the appendix, the ceremony of preparation. It gives all of the calls, all 30 of them. This is a good primer. But if you have already practiced Enochian Magick and you are looking for like the next level of it, I love this book because it goes so much into why it is the way that it is. And this, like I said, this book it's not even forwardly. I mean, the subtitle is Angelic Magic, Renaissance Thought, and Modern Methods of Sigilization, but it's not like an outwardly Enochian book. So, I guess we will get into it, and then we may do a series on Enochian, but it's so almost off subject. Yeah, I know. Shadow Ethers. I get it. But we have to be careful trying to squeeze blood out of a stone.